Hey kids, it's me, your father. At the time of our conversation tonight, I'm 16 years old. I'm finishing up my junior year at Waipahu High School. I finished my third season of high school football about 2 weeks ago, and 3 months before that, my third year of high school wrestling. I spend a lot of my spare time sitting at the piano, learning new songs and pieces, talking to my girlfriend on the phone, or spending time at a rock climbing gym with my friends. And despite all of the many things that I do, I think my main priority right now is preparing for college. Preparing to leave behind the past 4 years of high school education and walk into a new door of opportunity in college. And despite how stressful it may be, I'm excited. I'm excited for what the future holds. And I'm thankful that no matter where I end up, I've had amazing people in my life who have helped me to get there. I really love my two dogs, Clara and Chase, and my little sister, your aunt, Alexis, and my mom and dad, your grandparents. Speaking of them, how are they? Are they still around? Do you like them? Do they spoil you like they tell me they will? And finally, and most importantly, do I sound like I think they do when they talk to me? Old? No, just kidding. They're probably hearing our conversation tonight, so I'm going to do my best to keep it on the And I just have so many questions for you all. What are your names? What do you love to do? How many of you are there? 1, 2, 3, 4? I sure hope no more than 2, because if you're anything like me and my little sister, I'll be 100 times more stressed out tomorrow than I already am today. But to be quite honest, no matter the stress of playing an instrument, balancing 2 sports, and preparing for college, like I said before, I'm excited, I'm thankful for the people around me who have helped me to create memories that have changed my life for the better. I can remember when my life changed for the better. It was an afternoon in the middle of my 7th grade year, and after a couple of months of a particularly pushy group of friends, and an extremely adamant teacher had been trying to convince me to join this club called the Future Farmers of America, or the FFA, that I finally gave them a chance and chose to walk into the middle school agriculture classroom. And despite being so closed-minded, so opposed to learn about this little thing called agriculture, I'm happy that they remained persistent. Because when I walked into that classroom that one day in the middle of 7th grade, I saw students working on speeches, learning about agriculture and the ecosystems and world around them, and engage in collaborative projects with each other, which demonstrated to me the sense of community that is so important in the place we call home. And throughout that whole experience, and in the 5 years I've been in FFA, I can say that I was a student who was truly opposed to the environment and to agriculture, and who today serves as state president of the organization, serving thousands of students from across the highlands. And as hard and as exciting as agriculture was, I remember very quickly that things turned around, because my first assignment was to go out into the school's compost pile and pick out coconut rhinoceros beetle larvae. And I went out there and I got my hands dirty and I reached my hand into the pile, and I questioned whether or not I wanted to continue being an FFA on my first day in the organization. But the matter of fact is, I came back the next day. And I came back the day after that, and the day after that one, and the year after those days, and all the years to follow. And I'm happy that I did. And I can remember that day like it was yesterday, because that same excitement I felt for the future is the same excitement I feel today about mine here in this moment. It's one filled with new people, with memories to create and opportunities to learn that challenge who you are and create you into the person you will be. I remember the first time I was scared. Not the kind of scared that you feel when you're on stage giving a speech, or working on a homework assignment that you procrastinated to the very night it was due, or the type of scared you feel when you wake your parents up in the middle of the night because you're grabbing a snack from the cupboard. The type of scared that makes you shiver. The type of scare that puts a quiver in your voice, that makes your body shake, that makes you question whether or not it is you want to continue what you're doing. And just like remembering that day all those years ago where I felt that excitement, I too remember the day I was scared like it was yesterday. It was the first day of the inaugural Punahou Sustainability Fellowship, and Charlie and a couple of our peers had listened to Dr. Chip Fletcher, someone who's been working in the climate field for over 20 years, talk to us and educate us for the very first time about what climate change really meant. And despite his expertise and experience in the field, I, a 14-year-old kid, hoped that somehow I would be able to prove everything that he was saying wrong. And it wasn't in that classroom when I felt scared. I felt truly scared when I went home that same night and I lay in my bed with my laptop on my lap, searching for a way to prove this scientist wrong. And I came across a research paper that said, children born today, in my time, will experience 3 times more crop failures, 3.6 times more droughts, and up to 2 times more food insecurity than the people of today. And in that moment, I wasn't scared for myself and the people around me, because I realized that by the time we leave this earth, climate change still won't have felt its worst effects on the world. I felt scared because for as long as I can remember, I wanted to be a father. And for the first time in my life, I was questioning that dream. I remember feeling guilty because I told my parents everything that I was learning in the fellowship. I told them the things that I was feeling. And I remember them grieving their son, their 14-year-old son who was losing his innocence because he had to question whether or not at his young age he wanted to bring children into this world all those days tomorrow because of the problems he recognized in the world today. I remember feeling angry. Angry because, like Charlie said, we are handed a world today crumbling, shattering, with so many problems across its many continents and many landscapes that we're expected to bear the weight of, to fix, problems to solve. And today as I walk through life, I become angrier and angrier by the day as I talk to politicians and legislators and leaders of our time who focus on what they could have done, or should have done, or would have done if they knew all these things, not what they can do today. They say, I could have worked on legislation that helped to save the climate, or I should have started researching the climate 20 years ago, or I would have done something about climate change if I knew how powerful it was going to be today. But the thing is, they didn't. And they haven't. And to be quite honest, I'm not entirely sure that they will. Because as much good as there is out in the world, there's also a lot of bad. And no matter how grim the reality is that our generation is the one who will have to fix that, it's one I'm willing to accept. Because I would rather bear the weight of the world's problems on my shoulders than hand them to you, the next generation, and have you guys feel the same anger that I feel about all the generations who came before me. And so this is where I stand. I talk to you loudly tonight and hope that people overhear our conversation because yes, I'm angry and I'm scared and I'm in pain and I'm hurt and I'm upset that we're handed a world that somehow is our responsibility to fix. I'm upset because at 16 years of age, I'm questioning whether or not I want to bring a family into this world. I'm upset because as I look out into the world today, it's not one that I would feel comfortable bringing you into. Now it's less a matter of when and more a matter of if. If I bring you all into this world. Is it one that I can bring you into guilt-free? Is it one free from bombs and free from polarized diplomacy and free from arguing and free from wealth inequality and free from the burdens of climate change? Is it one that I hope to fix? Like I said at the beginning of our conversation, I have so many questions for you all. And I have so many questions about what the world will be. And despite all of these things that I'm feeling, I remain hopeful. I'm hopeful because when I think about the friends and family around me who have made me into the person I am today, they feel just as passionate about the things in the world that I want to create change in as I do. I hope that as I'm speaking to you guys tonight, you also listen to the conversations of all of the kids who came up here before me and talk to you about the problems they feel our world has, because their voices are worth listening to. Because to be quite honest, no matter how powerful, no matter how encapsulating, no matter how inspiring the people of power today may seem, it is our generation who will carry the weight of their decisions and who will have to change the world of tomorrow. And so as I think about all the things that I do, from sports to music to rock climbing with friends, and think about the pride that I feel doing them, those are not the things that I want you all to be proud of me for. I want you 10, 20, 30 years in the future to be able to look back on this moment. Look back at your father at 16 years old and say you were proud of him because he took the steps to create a world he felt proud of bringing you all into. The reality of the fact is that when I look back all those days in the future, remembering this moment, I'll remember that it was a question of if I bring you into this world and not when. And hope that if I bring you into this world, the people overhearing our conversation, the peers around me, all of the people who care about the world today took the steps to change the world of tomorrow. So it's one we can all feel comfortable bringing a future into. Sincerely, your father.